The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading advocate for the Hispanic business community. In Houston, we represent over $54 billion per year in consumer spending. Our thanks to our board and staff for making sure we elevate business and advocate for a stronger economy. Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I am so excited about this interview. You're going to learn more about Eddie Mendoza and his World Cup journey. But before we do that, let me tell you a little bit about Eddie. I guess we've known each other now well over 10 years, and he was working for a corporation and said, I want to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to do my own thing. And he laid it out and we talked about it. And fast forward, he has his own business. He works in construction and project management, and his company has done work for everything from Starbucks renovations to apartment complexes to emerging leaders, trying to get some demo work done. You name it, he's done it. And I really want us to have the opportunity for him to share a little bit about himself. His two sisters, all three of them have gone through our Emerging Leaders program, and our Business Institute is something that he has gone through. But that's a very long-winded introduction. But all of this to say that not only has he done those things, but he's also on the board of our Chamber Foundation and is very involved with us and super involved in the community on top of all of that. And banner year for him. He also recently was married. And so he's got a lot happening. And I thought he would be great to hear from as an entrepreneur, a chamber member, a foundation board member, and a chamber emerging leader. Welcome, Eddie.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the time. And
Yeah.
I'm really excited for this interview.
Well, listen, so much to talk about, Eddie. You're from Houston. You grew up here. Your parents are from Mexico. Your two sisters, as mentioned, have gone through the program as well. And you've spent a lot and given a lot of your time to the Hispanic Chamber and to our foundation. Why?
Yeah, pretty much since 2014, I got the opportunity to be part of the Emerging Leaders. And ever since then, I've really liked being a part of it. There's a lot of great activities and opportunities and events. And I like to give back, open doors, and just like you invested in us, invest in the next generation coming up and open as many doors as I can.
And you have, and you do, and you typically bring other people to the events. And one of the things that I really admire about you, Eddie, is that you go out of your way to make sure that you are bringing people to the events, that you are helping them with introductions and business opportunities. And like me, it's karma. It comes back to you, right? In the sense that you're helping them and taking care of them, and then they return the favor, hopefully. And so thank you for all of that. And now I want to talk about your business. Can you tell me more about your business, please, and what you're doing to make sure that it continues to grow? Talk to us about your business.
Yeah, so Remodel HTX, it's been in business since 2015. So we've been in business for over 10 years now. We do residential,
Yes.
commercial, and multifamily projects. We specialize in facility maintenance. So any work order from day and night for Starbucks, Cane's, Five Guys, Exxon, Shell, Chili's, we take care of them. And we just got a chance to work on the Houston Fan Fest, which we were on site for 90 days since it started on May 1st. So now
Yes.
this is our last week. So from helping build it to maintaining it to now decommissioning it, we've been a part of it, and it's been amazing, a great community project, and a lot of good leaders like yourself and the rest of the team. Thank you for your leadership.
Absolutely, Eddie. And so many people would love to have that list of clientele that you had. One of the things that I say to emerging leaders is take care of the job that you have, and the next one will find you. And so whether it's a renovation of, someone's house or one room, you do that, you do a great job, then other jobs will find you. What was one of your first big breaks in terms of a project for you in your new business? What would you say was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got that particular project? What was it?
Yeah, so pretty much office renovations. Whenever anybody reaches out to me that they want to renovate the full office, that's something that we're going to be there for 2 to 3 months. So it's going to keep us busy for a good while. So once
Yeah.
you get into the commercial space, it's going to be bigger projects. So you got to be able to float the money and take care of your guys every week and make sure that you're getting progress payments. So that
Yes.
it helps you grow. And as long as you get out of your comfort zone little by little, you're going to be able to tackle it down.
Yeah. So a lot of people watching us might have a business, Eddie, or might want to start a business.
Mhm.
What is something you'd like to share with them?
So pretty much whenever they send you a bid request, before you say you can't do it, just give it a day or two, think about it and see if you can figure it out. Because there's a lot of times it just takes a little bit of like creativity or see how you could make it happen. Because some people get scared if it's net 30, you got to wait 30 days to get paid, or net 60. But just see if you could probably there's a way to make it happen. Just really before you say no, double check and give it a day to think about it.
And find ways maybe to negotiate
For
and
sure.
all of that. And then let's talk about you brought up capital, right? And so
Mhm.
that's something that keeps business owners awake at night, right? You know, sometimes
Yes.
you've got more capital than you expected to have, and that's a great month. And other
Mhm.
times it's like it's a tougher month. So on capital, how important is your relationship with your bank or banks, and what advice again do you have for small business owners?
Yeah, I would say have a good relationship with your banker. See if you could get a line of credit or see if there's any way that little by little you could start getting a better relationship, better rates. And as the time goes, they're going to be offering you stuff because they see that you're growing and there's more opportunities, bigger projects, and they want to be there with you as you grow.
Exactly. So, okay. So on the work front, check those boxes. You're getting your contracts, you're paying your employees, et cetera, your contractors. I know big picture for you was, hey, I'm also going to have fun during all of this. And your big bucket list came true in a marvelous way. And that was the 2026 World Cup that was hosted in Houston, Texas. And I want people to understand just, how much soccer means to you and what this year has meant to you.
Oh yeah, it's been amazing. Soccer is my passion. I go to the World Cup every 4 years, and this was the best one because I got to take my family, friends. We got to go to a game together, Brazil versus Japan. So I got to go share these special moments with good friends and community leaders like yourself, and just have a good time. That the World Cup came, it had a great economic impact for the city. Everybody loved it. If they didn't get a chance to go to the game in NRG, they got a chance to check out the Fan Fest. It was just a great time for 39 days, and I'm glad
It
Houston got to experience
absolutely,
it.
and so many highlights, right? I mean, with Houston seeing so many goals, right?
Mhm.
Number one, the logistics. I think a lot of people were worried about whether Houston could accommodate all of these people at the airports and getting them back and forth. And I'm going to say that I go to a lot of events at NRG, and
Mhm.
it was relatively seamless. I think people like you and I mean, we were at the stadium by 9:30 in the
Yep.
morning, right? And the matches didn't begin until noon. But then you went to the final in New York. How was that?
Yeah, the final was amazing. And same, we went there 3 hours before. This time they actually opened 4 hours before because they knew it was going to be the biggest thing of the year. It was amazing. We had a great time. And like you said, the logistics was really well. So hats off to all the community leaders and everybody in the stadium. They did a great job. And overall, I think Houston and everybody in the US did great.
And what a great load of happiness and joy. Even especially, I want to say, and I want to give a big thanks to the volunteers. They were standing out there for hours in 100+ weather, and some of them wore all their gear, right? They had the hats, they had the jackets and the pants, everything. And they were just smiling and directing people and all of that. Fan Fest. Let's talk about Fan Fest. Over 500,000 people came in and out of there. And I was so happy when I walked in pre it opening with some of the board members from the Sports Authority. I saw a couple of your contractors that I just happened to know. And I was like, where's Eddie? They said he just left. He went to get material. But what a shot in the arm for business, for entrepreneurs like yourself. And I mean, what a dream come true for you, right? Like, not only were you able to go to all of these events and the fan fest, but you helped bring it together and build it. And like you said, break it down too.
Yeah, no, it was a great opportunity, and thank you to the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. There was a lot of people, a lot of information that y'all were given at the luncheon and expo about the World Cup coming, how to get some bid opportunities, and y'all just really kept us informed. It was just up to us to pretty much do the next steps, get the insurance requirements, and just bid on the opportunities. I bid on 9 opportunities, and I got 3 out of those 9. So it really took some time, but you could bid on it and it could happen.
Well, Eddie, I think that's the other lesson learned here from our conversation is that some people would just say, I'm not going to get it. I don't have the bond money that I need. I don't have the insurance. Where am I going to find the workers? I mean, there's 100 reasons that somebody could give for not doing it. And then there's okay. I mean, I know personally because you and I have talked about it. You know, you even went to emerging leaders that had insurance companies that say, hey, how do we make this work? And I think that's the difference between people who work hard versus people who just try a little bit or don't try at all. There is a big difference. And so when you see people who are successful, what I think sometimes is not taken into account is how much more they had to do to get there. So again, I think your example of now having that as part of your portfolio is going to open a lot of other doors. So anything else that you want to share about the World Cup, about working, you know, as part of the team that helped build FanFest, anything else that was memorable for you during this World Cup time?
I think it was just an amazing experience working on the Fan Fest. I got a chance to meet a lot of the other vendors. We got to work together, so we were on site every day. So if any other vendor needed something, we were there to support as well. And it opened a lot of doors, like you said, and we're just excited to see what next projects come about. Bidding on some more work with Harris County, the city of Houston. We currently work with the Houston Land Bank, and just looking at some other opportunities that are coming down the road.
Yes, and again, I just want to remind everyone, none of this is easy. If it were, everyone would do it. And Houston's a large city, and there's a lot of people who do the work that Eddie does with his firm. And it's Hcc, right? Houston, Texas.
Remodel HTX, yes.
Remodel HTX. Remodel HTX. And so having said that, it's not easy. There's a lot of expectations. I mean, I know because again, I saw you and you're like, I got to run and get more this, or, oh, they just gave us another opportunity to do something that wasn't even in your contract, but you said, we can do it. We'll figure it out. And that's what it's about, Houstonians, is stepping up to the plate. And like I say, in the emerging leaders, be ready, stay ready, right? You never know. And I think Eddie has used so many different skills that he has, but especially, and most especially, relationships. He's really good at building relationships. And I think the Chamber's been a great hub and has been mutually beneficial because he's brought people to us. We've introduced him to people, and you've set a really great pace for the rest of the emerging leaders and other people who are entrepreneurs, Eddie. So thank you. I think one of my favorite matches was the one where I went with you and to see Japan and their fans. I don't think I'd seen that aspect of it. And they were just like so in sync with their, cheering and exuberance. What a great experience. And I'm just so proud of you on a personal note. I've seen how far you've come, and I only imagine what else is next for you. And that the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and our foundation is here to support you, to cheer you on, and again, to use you as a great example of someone who's hardworking and has done just great things. So thanks a lot for joining us. And we'll see you at the Infrastructure Summit. Everyone that's watching, many opportunities, the Leadership Conference, the Data Summit, everything's on our website. Please join us. And again, please make sure that you're doing business with our entrepreneurs such as Eddie Mendoza. Eddie, anything to add before we close?
We really appreciate you. Thank you to the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Dr. Murillo, and the whole team. It's always a great time to see you, and thank you for everything you do for the community.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading advocate for Hispanic business in our region. In Houston, we represent over $54 billion per year in consumer spending. Our thanks to our volunteers, sponsors, board of directors, and staff as we work to advocate for business and for a stronger economy. Learn more by visiting the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce website, HoustonHispanicChamber.com.
A small group of business leaders had a vision. We hope to serve as the voice of Houston's Hispanic business community. Our first meeting was at the Mexican restaurant downtown, who agreed to open up for breakfast, and we didn't have any members, but we had 21 people who said they would like to be on the board depending on how this thing went. In 2007, we were very obvious it was almost going to be dissolved. And with the growth of the Hispanic population in Houston, it was just, it would have been a tragedy. Which is unfortunately had happened in other cities. Tremendous accolades to you, Dr. Murillo. The growth under your leadership has just skyrocketed. It's been exponential. Like it was always going up, but all of a sudden shot way up.
In 2007, the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Board was led by Chairman Edgar Colon. That year, the board hired Dr. Laura Murillo as the Chamber's full-time president and CEO. 3 months later, the Chamber's office lease expired. The Chamber negotiated a 10-year in-kind lease agreement with Amity Bank. The board and staff developed a 10-year strategic plan and amended its bylaws and procedures, which led the Chamber to become a staff-driven organization. Soon thereafter, the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce boldly proclaimed itself as the leader of Houston's new majority, firmly planting a stake in the ground. By 2008, the Chamber had set unprecedented record-breaking increases in revenue, memberships, attendance. Also in 2008, the Chamber launched an English language television program on KHOU CBS, which remains on the air to date, followed by a radio program which airs on 6 stations and a Spanish language radio and television program on Univision. With a combined audience reach of 3.3 million, the Chamber's media platform is the only one of its kind in the country. Despite the 2008 challenges, the Chamber's membership surged from 300 members to 4,000 plus. Programs and services continued to expand, leading the Chamber to renegotiate its lease from 2,500 square feet to 10,000 square feet, which added conference space for small business seminars and programs. By 2009, the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce was awarded the Large Chamber of the Year and Regional Chamber of the Year by the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. By 2010, the American Marketing Association named the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce the Marketer of the Year. In 2011, the University of Houston bestowed its highest honor, the President's Medallion, to the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for the Chamber's impact. In 2011, the Greater Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Foundation was established. In 2012, the Emerging Leaders Institute was designed to identify and develop young professionals. From 2012 through 2015, the Chamber emphasized its strategic initiatives. And in 2015, the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce rebranded itself. The redesign included a new logo, website, visual identity, and social media presence. The American Marketing Association recognized the Chamber's work by naming it the 2016 Marketer of the Year for a second time. As the Chamber moves forward, its impact and relevance are ever more important, so we can continue to serve as the leader of Houston's new majority.
Gosh, what a great organization, what great leadership from Dr. Murillo. You always want to go where the future is, and this is where the future is. And when you look at this people, the quality of the production, everything about this organization and the leadership, this is what you want to be a part of.
It is my honor to recognize David Solomon.
Thank you so much.
Well, you have done an extraordinary job. This bank has just grown at such rapid pace.
In '92, we started buying some banks, and that helped us get started. Today, we're a $40 billion bank, about 4,000 people, and we started with about 10 or 15 people and 40 million. We've had a tremendous amount of success. Hopefully, we helped a lot of people in the process and built something that's lasting, that's going to help a lot of people for the future going forward.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading advocate for Hispanic business in our region. In In Houston, we represent over $54 billion per year in consumer spending. Our thanks to our volunteers, sponsors, board of directors, and staff as we work to advocate for business and for a stronger economy. Learn more by visiting the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce website, HoustonHispanicChamber.com. Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. Thank you to our partners to make sure that we can provide you with updated information about what's going on in our community. And again, please remember, visit the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce website for upcoming events, corporate sponsorship opportunities, volunteer opportunities, and again, what we can do to help support your business. Today, we have none other than Carlos Duarte, who's been a great friend, a tremendous leader in our city, doing incredible work. And he's got something exciting to update us on, which is a phenomenal, long overdue project. And that is the ALMA project. And he's going to tell you exactly what that is. But again, he's the president of ALMA. He is Carlos Duarte. Thank you, Carlos, for joining us.
On the contrary, Dr. Murillo, it's always fantastic to be part of your program.
Thank you very much, Carlos. Now, some people don't know what I'm talking about when I say Alma. Other people do know and are very excited, including some people such as our Commissioner, Adrian Garcia, and so many other allies who are rallying behind you and this effort. So let's tell everyone what Alma is.
Well, Alma is a nonprofit based out of Houston that is building a state-of-the-art, world-class museum complex. And like you mentioned, it's way overdue. The Latino community has had tremendous development in terms of our leadership. For example, we have one of the most important chambers, Hispanic chambers of commerce in the nation, led by you. We have tremendous elected officials. We have advocacy organizations, but we do not have a place that we can call home, a place where we can express ourselves through the arts and culture. So it's not only a museum, it's going to be anchored by a museum, but we'll also have a space for performing arts. It will have an open space like a Zócalo for festivals and whatnot. And it will importantly have space, obviously, for ballet folklorico classes for artists so that they can improve on their talents and make their spaces.
Well, so do you have any idea the location where this might be?
Yes, it is very important that, after a very big analysis and professional involvement, we decided that we wanted to be at the core of Latinidad in Houston. And that, of course, is the East End. And the East End, it's not only the birth of our community, but it's also the place where Houston was born. So we are going to be at the core, at the center of East End. And of course, it is important to say that we are honoring the Mexican-American, the Tejano community that has been at the forefront of Latinidad in Houston. But this will not only be an East End endeavor, right? The aspiration is that eventually we will get congressional approval to become a national museum and cultural complex that will represent all of Latinos, not only in Houston, but in the nation, because it is focused on U.S. Latinos.
U.S. Latinos in Houston. And certainly, without doubt, Houston is the right city. It's the right time. As mentioned earlier, certainly overdue. And while many of us, including yours truly, born and raised in Houston's East End, we have Latinos all over Houston and throughout the country. And not only Mexican-American, but Cuban, Venezolanos, Chilangos, everything you name it, we have them. And so this is a great effort. And I also want to emphasize that people who are involved in this are not all Hispanic. There are a lot of non-Latinos who are allies saying, absolutely, let's get this done. Talk about why this is important for the broader community and not just Houston and not just Latinos.
Well, so Houston is actually claiming its spot as the fourth largest city in the nation, as the gateway to Latin America. And we experienced it during the World Cup, right? I mean, people were coming and they said, I want to experience the Texas barbecue, the brisket. I want to experience the Tejano or the cowboy. But we are much more than that, right? We are a center of Latinidad. And I think it is important that a lot of the community members, not Latinos, understand that when more than 40% of your community is Latinos, that you really want to build on that strength, because we have so much to contribute. Obviously, we see it through our culinary arts, but then you also see us, important members of our community in the Houston Grand Opera, the ballet, and so on and so forth. So all of that cultural richness, it's not only for Latinos, but it's something that showcases the cosmopolitan nature of Houston and how it is that we are a gateway to the American experience, but through a Latino lens.
Absolutely. So let's talk about today. Now, what is some of the progress that has been made and what's still forthcoming?
Yes, so it has been fantastic, a fantastic road that we have followed. We are at a crossroads where we are improving on our governance. We have built a number of committees, and now we are going to be expanding to incorporate non-Latinos into our board. That's coming up in the next phase for next year. We have made tremendous progress in terms of fundraising. We continue to have Houston Endowment, Brown Foundation, and in conversation with others that are supporting us, not only for programming and operations, but hopefully soon for land acquisition. And we've had some major announcements that we're going to be making at Alma Day, September the 15th. Last year, it was made Alma Day. So we are going to be making important announcements in terms of the land. We are going to be showcasing some of the renderings, the conceptual renderings on what the place is going to look like. We're going to come out with that really big. And then we're going to be announcing some major fundraising developments that have happened with Alma. And then finally, we are probably going to be announcing the specific location where we are going to be building this incredible cultural district.
What's the timeline?
Well, so I believe that we're going to be closing on the land by the end of the year. We are going to then go work on the master plan. How is it going? What's that going to look like? In a couple of years, we're going to break ground and start building. I think we will be opening by 2032. Having said that, we are actively engaging with our community. We have multiple partnerships with key institutions like the MFAH and others, and we have programming happening throughout the year. So it's not we will have the dream built. It's like we are building the plane as we're flying it.
And you're already engaging, as mentioned, other groups, other community leaders, and other potential donors. And so for more information, where can people go if they want to donate, they want to get involved?
Yes, it is important for them to go to alma.org, to our website, and they will find all of this information. And, in the next couple of days, we will be announcing the specific location for our Alma Day celebration, and people are welcome to join us.
Well, Carlos, congratulations, and thank you for leading this very important effort on behalf of all Houstonians who will be the beneficiaries of this. So again, for more information, visit their website. Carlos, keep leading us, and thank you for your engagement here in Houston and with the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We'll see you very soon, my friend. It is my honor to recognize David Saltman.
Thank you so much.
Well, you have done an extraordinary job. This bank has just grown at such rapid pace.
In '92, we started buying some banks, and that helped us get started. Today, we're a $40 billion bank, about 4,000 people, and we started with about 10 or 15 people and 40 million. We've had a tremendous amount of success. Hopefully, we helped a lot of people in the process and built something that's lasting, that's going to help a lot of people for the future going forward.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading advocate for Hispanic business in our region. In Houston, we represent over $54 billion per year in consumer spending. Our thanks to our volunteers, sponsors, board of directors, and staff as we work to advocate for business and for a stronger economy. Learn more by visiting the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce website, HoustonHispanicChamber.com.